Good morning, everyone. Nice to see you. Hey, Sin. Good morning. Thanks for joining me. I hope you're having a good day, Sin. I hope everybody who's watching is having a good day. If you're watching this after the live, a lot of really cool things going on today. And yes, we will be talking about moonlighting. And I'm glad it was one of your favorite shows. It was mine too. I used to sneak uh, watching it because I think it was on at like 9:30 when I was around. And I think it was past my bedtime. I was so young, but I loved that show. And we'll talk about that a bit and the aspects today. Good morning, Firestarter. Nice to see you. Grandma Nay, nice to see you. I hope you're all having a beautiful day. Let's talk about what's going on. I'm learning how to use the ooh, oh, I'm sure. You must be very dexterous. That, Sin, is your Gemini rising. Because you told me the other day I had forgotten your rising sign, but Gemini rules the hands. And that's why you're probably able to do that. So, yeah, let's talk about what is going on in the heavens. So, we spoke about this aspect yesterday. It is still in effect today. Johnny Carson had this aspect in his astrology chart, which was pretty awesome. Probably was what helped to catapult him to stardom, to great success. Extra energy and initiative we'll have with this aspect to start new projects and to take risks in order to achieve progress. This attractive energy may be coarse or tactless, so we may have to think a few times before responding or reacting to things. We also, with this aspect, as we spoke about, may have an unrealistic superhero complex. So try not to go beyond your actual stretch. If you can push certain things to tomorrow and your schedule's already full, why not do so? Why not do so? Although we'll be pumped, we'll need to moderate our energy as to not burn out. So with Mars and Jupiter, these are big boy energies. Make sure you're allowing yourself to go easy. It is a Pisces moon after all. Good morning, Deborah. Nice to see you. Good morning, Jamie. Ooh, you're baking cookies for Christmas tomorrow? Oh, that sounds really good. Christmas cookies are the best. Christmas cookies are the best. So yeah, today is December 9th and it's Thursday. We're under that waxing moon cycle. So it's all about allowing new things to come into our lives. We're still leveraging that energy from the new moon, solar eclipse in Sagittarius. Hello, Sonia. Nice to see you. We're going to talk about moonlighting, and that, Sonia, you might like this because Sonia is on a TV show herself called Love Undone, which is really, really good. And she directed the show, I think it was last week. So you might like that, Sonia. But yeah, it's waxing moon, so we're allowing new things to come into our lives from we're really talking about a new story, right? We have this new story that really started under the eclipse on December 4th, the new moon solar eclipse in Sagittarius. Well, you'll find a new moon over the next 6 months wherever Sagittarius at 12 degrees hits your astrological chart. So it's a new story, and that is going to be important to allow that new story to come in. And we'll talk a little bit about that later as well. It is Jupiter's day today, so it's all about expansion and growth and getting bigger and allowing yourself to go beyond your stretch, which does work well with that previous aspect that we spoke about. Mars is square to Jupiter. Additionally, we had an Aquarius moon earlier today, but now we are in Pisces. Pisces moon keywords and phrases include imagination, subconscious, romance, dreamy, osmosis, creative, intuitive, escapism, evasion, indulgent, and kind. So these are the energies of Pisces. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. So it's like this wrapping up period in which we're letting go. Even though we celebrate Christmas on on December 25th, they say that Jesus was actually a Pisces. If he was a Capricorn, he would have sold the cross. You know what I mean? So they say that Jesus was a Pisces. So essentially, with Pisces, it really is about letting go and surrendering and sacrificing to a certain extent. But we're wrapping up a cycle over the next few days with this Pisces moon. And then we're going to go into a new cycle, a new astrological cycle when the moon enters Aries. So this is a time of letting go and letting God. That's really key with Pisces, letting go and letting God. So if there's anything you can let go of and let God do during this period, you will be well served. So whenever I think of Aquarius and Pisces, or whenever we go through that transition, of course, I think of Bruce Willis and Sybil Shepherd, who starred on the series Moonlighting from 1985 to 1989. It was such a great show. They had just such electric, sparkling chemistry between them. And from what I've gathered in terms of acting, and Sonia, you can tell me whether or not this is true in your experience, but from what I've gathered from my actor clients is that it really works well on the scene when you have like a strong emotion. Like if you really, really like the person or you really, really don't like the person, the camera really picks that up. So that is really key. And if we, read the tabloids or heard about the stories, they had, not necessarily a contemptuous relationship, but some might say they were at each other's throats and that they actually may have had something going on behind the scenes. Who knows? When you're spending that many hours on set, it's very easy to fall for a co-star. Anyway, good morning, Diane. Nice to see you. But yeah, these two are great. And of course, I always am curious whenever I see something that's interesting. I'm like, what's going on in their charts? Well, it was really just quite an awesome thing for me to see. The big thing with their charts that I find awesome, and it makes me realize that there's karma between not just people that we have in our personal relationships, but also in our professional relationships. You might go to work, be on a set or be in an office. Now you might even be virtually with people that you have a past life connection with. And I think that they certainly had a past life connection. The big thing that I want to talk about that I think is so cool between their charts is that Bruce Willis's sun, he's the inner wheel over here, is at 28 Pisces. And Sybil Shepherd's moon, and she's the outer wheel, is at 24 Pisces. So his sun is on her moon. So his sun is in Pisces, her moon is in Pisces. But wait, there's more. There's more. Her sun is in Aquarius. She's the outer wheel here, 29 degrees. And his moon is in Aquarius. Ooh, do you feel the energy? And I think that that is so cool that it's sun conjunct moon, moon conjunct sun, both of them. Because if we think of the Moonlighting song, which really is just one of the greatest things about Moonlighting. In the song, later on, there's the lines, there is the sun and the moon facing their own sweet tune. Watch them when dawn is due, sharing one space. And then, of course, it goes on. Watch them when dawn is due, sharing one space. So come walk the night, come fly by day. Something is sweeter because we met along the way. So I thought that was fascinating, right? Isn't that so super cool? Um, so, oh, interesting. If we focus on feeling things ourselves, it may not come across on camera. Ah, that's very interesting. Oh, okay, but this is cool. Okay, our job is to make you feel something. Well, they certainly did. Um, oh wow, oh cool. So isn't it good? Sonia's show, Love Undone. It really is very good. I'll get the link for that. So yeah, there's a lot of other things that are really cool in terms of their chart, which makes a lot of sense. Besides her sun being on his moon and his moon being on her sun, well, that aspect in particular is really interesting because it's the moon is like the feminine. So the best, like the typical aspect is going to be the man's sun on the woman's moon. Because the moon is feminine and the sun is masculine. But they have also other aspects going on that are pretty cool. What is interesting is that her Mars, as well as her Neptune, especially her Mars, it's relevant, hits his first house. So her fiery energy is in a lot of respects affecting his physicality. So it's almost like she has a visceral effect on him, which is really, really interesting. Um, Meanwhile, her sun at 29 degrees Aquarius it makes a dirty conjunction because they're in different signs, but they're still within a 4-degree orb on his Mercury. So she shines a light on his communication. She opens up his mind. What's also really a beautiful aspect is that her Jupiter is within 1 degrees of his Venus. So Jupiter expands whatever it touches, and Venus is love and beauty. So in a lot of respects, you might say that she expands his ability to love, which makes a lot of sense. Um, there's a lot of really cool things going on here. So additionally, hold on one second. Upload date. Um, Oh, okay. So this is the premiere. There's a premiere Sonya on the 12th, apparently. Um, on the 12th. When's the 12th? Oh, that's like really, really soon. I'm talking about Love Undone. This is Sonya's show, Love Undone. There's going to be a premiere the 12th of December. If you want to see some really great acting and my wonderful friend Sonya. So that will be on December 12th on YouTube. Additionally, with that Jupiter hitting that Venus, her Jupiter hitting his Venus, it just makes everything bigger. And really, in a lot of respects, because Venus rules money as well as love, she also really helped him get a name in the world. And I think that it's fair to say that he went on to really bigger things. Not that she didn't. I like the movie Chances Are with her and Robert Downey Jr. I thought that was a great movie. Somebody else mentioned the Last Picture Show, which I didn't see. Oh, you're most welcome. Love you, Sonya. I'm looking forward to your show. So yeah, there's that, and there's also other stuff that's going on. Her Venus is right on his moon and Chiron. So that's interesting, right? So Venus on the moon, meaning the moon is the most sensitive aspect in the chart. In this case, in Bruce Willis's chart, his moon is being activated right by her Venus. So Venus is giving lots of love and adoration and attention. And also what's really beautiful is that her Venus is right on his Chiron. And really just speaking about Bruce Willis's chart, moon conjunct Chiron. Chiron is about woundedness, usually a woundedness that we come into this life experiencing. And with the moon there, the moon is the most sensitive aspect of the chart. It rules the mother. So there's a link between a woundedness and Bruce Willis's moon, mother, background, subconscious. And what's really cool is that Sybil Shepherd's Venus is right on that. So was able to heal it, heal that Moon Chiron connection. Also, what's really cool is if you notice over here, her Uranus is right on his South Node. If you're looking for a past life connection, check the nodes. If you have like something that's really, really close to one of your nodes, this is definitely a past life connection. In this instance, especially so because we're dealing with the South Node, which has to do with past lives. So her Uranus is right on his South Node. So Uranus is like a change agent, right? It like electrifies you. So there's something going on in terms of there being some kind of wake up or some kind of mental trauma, perhaps, because that's what Uranus rules in a past life in terms of them, which again, Uranus is very electric, right? And that might be why they had this electric on-screen chemistry between them. I loved their sexual tension on Moonlighting, but only the first season was good. Ooh. Once they were together, it got well. Doesn't that always happen? Like, I think that happened in Who's the Boss? Like, that's when the show jumps the shark, right? When you kill that sexual tension and they have sex, and then you just know. It's like, okay, we got one season left if we're lucky. So additionally, is there anything else about this chart? I mean, there's lots of things going on here. It's not 100% easy in a lot of respects. Her Neptune hits his it's a little bit rocky in some respects. Especially with that Jupiter she has at 18 degrees, even though that's hitting his Venus, it's also making a quincunx, an awkward quincunx to his Jupiter. So it's Jupiter quincunx Jupiter. So their ways of expanding are not compatible. So that might be why, maybe he wanted the show to go in one direction or she wanted to go into another. But also you can see over here, the North Node, her North Node is right in his 7th house of partnerships. And his sun is in, his sun is there too. So it's really quite a cool connection. They have lots of really cool aspects, and it makes sense. Where does Elvis fall on her chart? That's a good question. I'll have to run Elvis. I'll have to run that chart. Elvis is a Capricorn. I'm pretty sure he had a Pisces moon. Not quite sure about that, though. We'll check it out. I'll check out where Elvis is. I mean, who's to say? I guess they had a relationship. Who didn't have a relationship with Elvis? Anyway, I'm glad we got to speak about that, especially if you're Moonlighting fans. Be sure to like this video or mount the like button as we do, because the sun is still in Sagittarius, and even if it wasn't, we'd still be mounting the like button. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. They did date. Oh, they dated Elvis and Sybil Shepherd. Okay, makes sense. Was this before Priscilla Raquel? We'll have to figure it out. I don't know. Well, tomorrow is going to be a lovely day, most likely. It's Friday, and it'll be Venus's day. And Venus is exalted in Pisces, meaning Pisces really blows things up and really makes it even bigger in Pisces. So it's a very, very loving day. Lots of love. You want to spread as much love as possible, because not only is it Venus's day, but it's Pisces moon, and Venus is exalted in Pisces. For your Pisces moon on Friday, it's really good for meditating, visualizing, romance, date night, creativity, metaphysical pursuits, quietude, and rest. Remember, with the Pisces moon, we're closing up a cycle. We're wrapping things up. So it's all about, tying up loose ends, but also making sure you're getting your rest, and allowing yourself to definitely visualize what you want to happen, because Pisces is the subconscious, and Aries is very, very conscious. It's very aware. It's very action oriented. The Pisces moon isn't as action oriented, but what you want to do is you want to flood your subconscious and what you're seeing in your head and the things that you're saying to yourself with everything you want to come true, because when we have the Aries moon this weekend, we're going to be able to take action and actualize that. So keep that in mind. Also, it's a first quarter moon on Friday, which is really, really cool. Again, this is very much related to our new moon solar eclipse in Sagittarius. Ooh, Sybil Shepherd is 71. But you know what? You're right, Sin. I think 70 I think 70 is the new 60. 60 is definitely the new 50. 50 is the new 40. Yeah. So this first quarter moon that we have tomorrow, it really is all about moving forward with your new story that we spoke about the new moon in Sagittarius that we had on December 4th. It was a solar eclipse. That's going to create a new story in our lives, specifically wherever we have 12 degrees of Sagittarius in our charts. So this first quarter moon is important because it's going to allow us to relay the foundations, the paradigms, beliefs, to allow intentions to manifest on a particular subject. So it's interesting, psychologically, our paradigms or our beliefs, they say, are given to us from birth to 7 years old. So even before then, there's actually an argument that we take on our parents' beliefs even when we're in the womb. So like if a mother is pregnant, or a woman is pregnant, and she has a cigarette, she shares that cigarette with the child. But also, if a mother is going through trauma or anger or anxiety or has like negative self-defeating belief patterns, she's also sharing that with the child. And then upon birth to 7 years old, babies and children, they're like completely wide open. So in essence, we are most likely taking on the beliefs and the paradigms of our parents, our ancestral belief system. So this first quarter moon is important because you might want something, right, in your life, a new story. But if you have old beliefs that were inculcated within you from 0 to 7, you're going to have to work with them. Believe it or not, that is really a big issue. Like people are still confronted with beliefs, from that age. And also, they're further instilled most likely from say 7 to 17 or however long you're living at home. So it's a matter of this aspect is really important for your new moon goals. If you wanted to be a new year, new you, then think about your beliefs on a given subject and change them. One of the easiest things to do is to think, okay, well, I want this. Who else has this? And look at that person and then try to gauge what could their beliefs be about this subject. How do they get what it is that they want? What do they believe about themselves? So think about what it is that you want for your new year. Think of somebody who already has it and then determine their beliefs and adopt those beliefs yourself. And this is really good actually under the Pisces moon because Pisces rules osmotic learning. So when you're spending time reading autobiographies or listening to interviews or even just watching somebody, you'll take on their traits through osmosis. So that could be really helpful. With this first quarter moon, it's a time for building, making a loose, inspired action plan to enhance your manifestations. Taking action now, especially this weekend, which we'll talk about tomorrow, when the moon is in Aries, will add energy to our goals. It's hard to unwind those paradigms when we were so young, don't remember very much. Yeah, it's really true. It's really true. But where there's a will, there's a way. There's a will, there's a way. It's really all about practicing. And I think really it's about calibrating to your new beliefs, or really calibrating energetically to what it is that you desire, because you have to be a vibrational match to it. So it's a matter of focusing only on what it is that you want and getting comfortable with it. There's so many people that say, I want to be madly in love, or I want to have millions of dollars or whatever it might be, but they're not energetically aligned with it. So if you can focus on what it is that you want and get comfortable with it, and that's going to be key under this Pisces moon, is allowing yourself to surrender, key Pisces word, to what it is that you want. Okay, for instance, the Jussie Smollett trial, right? Like in terms of that, this is a really interesting law of attraction exercise. Like he did not commit to this hoax. If he committed to this hoax, he would have done a much better job with it, unless he's a complete buffoon, complete idiot, right? He did not commit all the way to it. If he was going to say that, for instance, he got jumped by two guys who said it was Magna Company, why wouldn't he have hired two white guys? Like he didn't commit to the hoax, and that's why he got caught. So for instance, with that, it's like with ourselves, what we want, we have to commit. We have to go for it, not like half-ass it. Anyway, probably a silly example, but it proves the point. You want to commit to what it is that you want. So just keep that in mind. That's about it from me, folks. We have this going on tomorrow, and that... Well, yeah, just in closing in regard to Jussie, probably thought there was no way he would get caught. I mean, I think it's just so fascinating because he's a Gemini, and I guess some Geminis can estimate their intelligence. But I think the big thing, one of the other lessons there is, in terms of Jussie, is that things outside of ourselves do not make us happy. $65,000 an episode? And he wasn't happy? I mean, so this is an example of not necessarily him being greedy and narcissistic, but perhaps that too. It's really an example of how material things and external things do not buy us happiness. You have to find that happiness within, or, things like that. Like there's so many people that would have killed for his, for that, being on a show, $65,000 an episode. My goodness. Commitment is a choice you make every day. I like that. Yeah, it really is. And excellence begins with a choice. Everything begins with a choice. So anyway, I hope you guys have a really, really great day. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed our little chat about Bruce and Sybil. And please like this video, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And of course, if you're looking for a chart reading, finding out where that 12 degrees of Sag is in your chart and where that new story is likely to roll out over the next 6 months, we'll figure it out for you. We'll find that out. And we'll also read your tarot cards, which will be really fun. Get some answers. You can just check out my website, psychicsun.com, and the link to that is in the description. And do not forget, it is the season of giving. And with this supply chain shortage and having to wear masks in the stores and dealing with stuff that's just not on Amazon, you might want to just get a gift certificate to see me. That's also in the description below, a link to getting gift certificates for people on your holiday list. This chick got a gift certificate, as you can see, and she's just over the moon. So that's on my website too. And that's in the description below. I hope you guys have a great day, a great Pisces moon, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.